Oh, it's a Spotty Cat. We're still on tour in Pembrokeshire, and it's hi from me, and it's hi from
me,
and by proxy, it's hi from Spotty Cat. And this is the haul we got from the VC Gallery, which has a shop halfway down Pembroke Dock High Street, but also a huge Army Nissan Hut warehouse in Johnstown. On the way, is it Johnstown or Jonestown? Johnston, yeah, on the way to Milford. Anyway, what I thought I'd start off with is this blue plate, which is right in front of us. And this might be one of the most fabulous things. I'd like to say that I have a feeling that we didn't pay more than £1 for anything that's here. Really, it was a make a bundle shop, and we cannot believe this. This is about 1820, 1830. I cannot remember the name of the pattern.
No, I can't.
As always, we're more interested in the other side. The age on that and the splatter of the blue, and you can see the 3-part prongs where it's been on his little stilts, where they would have stacked the plates up in the kiln, and then this is the splatter of the blue from the plate underneath, and so on. Let's get back to the pattern, and I cannot remember what it's called, but that is just so nice. That is, I don't know, it's about 200-year-old, and it's just delightful. Blue and white doesn't sell like it used to. It used to be the thing of the moment. And along with that one, we got this, which you'll all know this. This is a typical willow pattern, but this also has age to it. This is going to be, this is going to be about 1880, 1890. It's not as old as the other plate. Might even be 1900. It has a nicer, deeper blue and a crudeness, but of course you can still buy crisp, modern willow pattern as well. And there's a little rhyme and a story that goes with it. Anyway, 2 fabulous blue in my place. Sue, I so love that. That is, what a find. Anyway, going back from that old, let's get into a bit of
Jazz.
More recent retros. Yeah, let's jazz it up a bit. And oh dear, I can't do wind instruments, and at least not with that orifice. I can't. I wish I hadn't said that. I know. Don't look at me like that. I'm sorry. I know. And I'm really sorry. I said. Anyway. Blah 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 blah. These have got. That's interesting. Made in England. I wonder if they've actually got a. No, they haven't got a who made them. These are just fab. I think they're 60s. I think. I just love them to bits. I hardly ever get interesting sets of glasses. And as I always say, made in England before we exported our slave wages and pollution to other countries. Love those to bits. Again, I absolutely love those to bits. Let's lower the tone. Well, not let's lower the tone, but brum, 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 brum. I'll take these away and pop them over here, so out of the road. And we still haven't broken anything on air. And I'd hate to break one of those. Now, a bit of Hot Wheels. He's only 3 years old, but I'll buy Hot Wheels till my arms fall off. I honestly think they're the most fabulous little works of art. I think this one was a... I don't know if that's any good at all. I think it was actually made in China.
Malaysia,
yeah.
2019.
Yeah. So he's not ancient, but wow, yeah, love him. And this, don't ask me. This is Hot Wheels. It's not exactly little. He's a battery-operated something, so you'd have pressed them and he'd do things, I suppose, different things, or talk probably. And I couldn't see this, Sue. I'm sorry to point it this way. It says Toy State. I can't see a date on him though. He's not
Made
he's
in
not.
Something China.
All right, but if he says Republic of, is it?
No, it's not Republic of.
On here it says top state, which is under there, but it also says the Netherlands. Anyway, we'll get him onto the more pretty side. Brum, 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 brum. And I'm a sucker for anything Hot Wheels. I wish we still made interesting Matchbox, because Hot Wheels are a bit American, aren't they? But anyway, I just couldn't resist him, and so it's sort of like Daddy and little boy, isn't it? Yeah, brum, 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 over to there. I got this from off from the shop because they sent us to the warehouse, and we only had about half an hour there. But this was very interesting. We got it, and it's got a sort of water witch or something. We can't make out what this says, and we thought, oh, that must be the maker. Get my fingers out of the way, I know. Don't cover up the things you're talking about, I know. So, now, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually signed Medina, MD, it's Medina.
Oh, yeah.
Medina. And underneath there, so I don't know why they stuck those labels
That's
off.
Malta, isn't it?
Yeah, Medina's Malta class, yeah. And, but lovely. I don't know if we can really do this. I'll try and hold this up to here, Sue. And if you can see the blue on that, can you? Do you catch? Isn't that just fab? And you look into that, and on a cold dark night, you could lose yourself in there looking at galaxies, and couldn't you? Imaginary galaxies. Anyway, that's a fab Medina paper. They're not worth a fortune, worth maybe £8 or something. But as I said, most of this stuff didn't cost any more than £1 an item. Let's get into the piggy money box. I could get carried away collecting piggy money box. Piggy banks, aren't they, really, I suppose? This one's slightly more unusual, isn't it? He's got a bit more character. And there you go. That's where you put your weekly wage in for a rainy day. And yeah, I love his braces. Yeah, look. And still got remains of some label from somewhere, sometime. Underneath here, it's quite confusing because the sticker, the popper in this says made in Taiwan. But I think that's a sticker it wasn't born with because it's got a made in Japan.
All right, well,
just there. And that's where it was made. It's Japanese. Japanese 1960s, do you think? I think, looking at him, he really does look, he could be anyway. He doesn't look 70s to me, and definitely not 80s to me. By that time, anyway, we weren't importing much China from Japan by the 80s, because
stand him up.
Side him up?
Stand him up.
Stand him up, right. Stand him up and clear your ears out, Andrew. I know. I know. Oh, dearie. Right, that's enough piggy. And not everyone loves pigs as much as we do. This is very simple. It's what we call an engine-turned glass. I'll try and put something quickly underneath him till you can see. They're very, very, very typical Edwardian, 1920s, late Victorian. I don't know if you can see the key pattern any better like that. But these what they call engine-turned or key patterned.
Greek key pattern, I call
Greek key pattern, yeah. And as we would say, Greeky. It's a bit Greek. We've had that joke before, haven't we? That's the only joke I know. Anyway, absolutely typical. Love the little bubble in the stem. Hand-blown base, hand-applied base, hand-blown base. And, yeah, absolute classic 1900. My granny used to have glasses like this in her drinks cabinet for her nightly sherry or port or whatever she would have. And hardly worth anything, these sort of things. Maybe 20 pence, and but I don't mind paying £1 for that if, considering the other things we got. But I also really love him. And he can go up down to there. Oh, we've got it out. Might as well do this. This is 1930s enamel. It's just an enamel plate. Again, I like the green and yellow even more than the white with the blue rims that you get a lot of. And he's, he's usable. If you wanted to cook on him or anything, he's only got very minor chips. But old enamel cookware, some of it just rings the bell, I think. Anyway, really, it's just a plain old enamel plate. What are you going on? I love him, though. I love him. And should we bring our girlie forward?
She's got a pussycat on her jumper.
Yeah. Well, that's why I bought her, really. Although she's Mattel, and we bring her boyfriend along as well. And she's Mattel. She's not very typical Cindy. I love her hair, and whoever owned her hasn't managed to cut it like that. Oh dear. Oh dear. That wasn't why I bought her. Anyway, I love her sort of ripped off top on there. And I suppose she looks like, fairly modern lass, doesn't she, really? But she's only got the one arm like that. Anyway, made by Mattel. I don't know who she is, or even the date she was made, but I suspect she's only 10 or 15 years old at the very most, and maybe only 2 or 3. And this is her boyfriend, big butch guy. I can't read what he says on the back of this suit. He's got information on here. I don't know if I can hold that, if you can get that. Even in a proper light, I couldn't read it.
Hasbro International Inc. Made in China, 2002.
Okay.
Copyright.
Oh, right, so he's 20 years old.
Well, copyright 2002.
Maybe he's an action man, but I don't know. He's got a scar and the rest of that. Someone's done a little bit of drawing on, but that'll work. I don't know what that is. That is, I know that, and maybe it is Action Man. Maybe it's an N for Action Man. Don't know. Anyway, he's nice. I nearly always pick up, G.I. Joe's, Action Men and Barbies, just because, rather like the little cars, the Hot Wheels, if they end up in a laundry bag, I've got at least 2 big laundry bags just full of these things. And I think it's called a problem. And right, anyway, on to this, which is is this classic retro, and he's a lovely little clake plate. Is that what they're called, Sue? Yeah, clake plates. He's a clake plate and a cake plate, and really nice 1960s, almost bang on. Absolutely, just got to be. And also because the little Wade on the back, that is a 60s mark. And you see a lot of that sort of stuff on the bottom of pub jugs as well. But I really like that. I thought that was truly striking retro. Absolutely love it to bits.
Nice
right
colours.
Now he's going. Are you okay?
Yeah, nice colour.
Okay, Josh, tip him that way a little bit for you. And he's going over to there. Get back into the silly toys. I can't do this. I always pick up Transformers, even if they're cheap and nasty. I just see, oh no, he hasn't lost a bit, I don't think. No, he probably has. They nearly always got little bits gone, but I'm not sure about him because he's not symmetrical. And at some point, you turn him back into a helicopter, but don't ask me how. If I get into these, I can fiddle with them for ages. But they're nice things to have for, young lads or something. Oh, has he got a... No. I looked all over for something written on him, but half the time there... No, he's not on the back of the... Anyway, little Transformer. He can go and sit on top of the big Hot Wheels car. And this was odd. This is, we'd call that art pottery. And really nice. This sort of image here, that's going to be definitely this century, and I would have thought the last 10 years. Do you think?
Can you stand him up?
Right, I'll stand him up, yeah. There he goes.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, he's got surprises. That's what he has got. And he's got tiny little bumps on. But so what? As I say, I think he was 50 pence or a pound. But what's really weird is he's a bell. and I do love his face on there. Really nice. Not a maker's mark on him for Love Nor Money, which would have been nice. Can't tell you anything more about that, but he's on message for interesting art pottery. What a shame they didn't put a maker's mark on. The next object we've got is a bit of Indian brass work, and the good quality stuff, because the modern stuff just doesn't do it. I think I'll stand him up. I think you might get a better idea then, and not so much glare. I don't think these things were hand engraved, but they could have been. The bases are fairly simple, and he has got, age in there. I think he's 1940s. That's what I think. And might be wrong, and I might be wrong about the fact that he could very well have been hand chased. God, which would have taken ages. At the very least, he's hand finished. Anyway, nice little brass beaker. And now we get into one of my other obsessions, which is retro Pyrex. And this rocks my boat time and time again. He's so 1960s. I think this is JAL, which is Pyrex. There's various firms. I think there's Firestone, JAL, obviously Pyrex, but I think JAL were licensed because Pyrex was an American invention. And so all the Pyrex that we had until the copyright ran out was licensed by Pyrex America. But isn't that classic? And the great thing about this is it's absolutely practical. I wonder what you pay for a Pyrex dish, unproofed dish this side. It's got to be £5 or £6, and that would probably just be for an anonymous sort of one, wouldn't it? And I love him very much. And we get into some more bits of what we call Bagley glass. Now, I'm going to put him in that dish because, he could disappear in terms of colour. Yeah. Do you catch the subtle pink on that, Sue? I don't know.
Put it in.
Yeah.
As if you put it down.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, he reflects better, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. And he's Bagley glass. He's between the wars, probably 1930s. I think the little motifs on the side of this one are, they're not like the raspberries. If I was tempted, I'd say they were sort of either daisies or maybe strawberries, and with a little design round. Anyway, he was nice. As I often say about this, you can always look out and see whether or not I've got the age and also that bit of quality that Bagley had, because the bases are always ground off flat. And I've got another bit coming up, which is really quite stunning. And I'll just take the bits out of there. Look at this. I'll put him down in a bit, Sue, but I'll just put him over there so perhaps you can catch the real true colour of him. And he's, I don't know, what would you call that? It's some sort of a pink, but I don't know what you'd call him. But, he is beyond. For Bagley glass, he's getting beyond. I love the fan shapes on. You can tell he's 1930s and deco. These fan shapes are so classic, and so are these. What did you call these things? You don't know anymore now. No, but you did know because you told me. Anyway, classic 1930s deco bowl. And again, we turn him over. Classic sign for Bagley, the ground off flat bases, and you think about this and you think it's just a glass bowl, but this is 80 to 90 years old, and we love age, if only because it means that objects have survived. I'm going to put the little one back into there, and move them over to there, and I think I'm going to do these in the. I think you might have to look down into this. Got a little bit dusty, and then because I've got a bit of bling here, and that's a really, really nice diamante necklace. Got all of its stones in, and it came with a matching little dangly bit here. And I don't think the chain's silver. I don't think any of these are silver, but the chain's small enough to be, but it looks too discoloured, and I couldn't find a mark. But that's lovely diamante jewellery, and maybe 50s, maybe earlier. But they wouldn't have worn that sort of stuff in the 60s, would they?
No, I don't think so.
And with those, we got a couple of little earrings as well. And these are interesting. On the back of here, and I'll get my hands to the, I think it says patent applied for. Can you read that? Is that in the shadow? I'll just chase me. Let's play earring football. Did it? Pop, gets a goal. And anyway, I thought that might have said, 95 on the back. But again, they might be. They very well might be.
Patent.
Yeah. Do earrings react with silver? I know they don't react with gold. But I don't think they react with silver either. And. Oh, you can turn them over and make them pretty. Yeah. And then, clonk, 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 we've got over here, and I don't know so much about this, apart from the fact that it just reeks quality. It's only pressed glass, but he rings quite well. And he looks nice. Do you know, I love the optical. Do you catch that, Sue? I love the optical effect that you get on the bit there as it goes round. He might be cut. He's sharp enough to be cut. And it's a lovely, lovely lead crystal colour. Such a beautiful clear glass. And but after that, couldn't tell you anything about it. I'd be tempted to say last 20 or 30 years. Doesn't say anything on the bottom. Little lemon squeezer bottom on the bottom. And anyway, that's our last bit of bric-a-brac. But we've got just a couple of other crazies to get. This, because I'm trying to keep up with the young people, this is a Minecraft book. And it is what it says. There's stuff in here. The book itself, apart from the odd bits on the book itself, looks unused. And I think in here it sort of says all Minecraft is made of blocks. A Blockopedia. And so you've got all the different blocks that you can get to make things out of, I suppose. And we think that that it's a quality article, and I'd be interested to see what that's worth. But I don't know, and I didn't look it up yet. I'm going to move these over to here. I wonder if he's got a daytime, either inside or outside. This was £30. Wow. And I'm not going to look for a date. I'm too shocked. And that was a good random pick then, wasn't it? That was just great. Now, the very last thing we got is, and I haven't been through it, I just trust what it says on it, which is complete on here. And let's hope I can do this. I won't go too much. I'd love to see what the boy looks like underneath here. Or is it a dad playing? God, I'm not pulling off the thing there. Let's have a look at him and see what he's like. Very gentle. I don't want to take away the label, because in some ways the box is the cutest thing. And anyway, there he is. Still got a bit of sticky on his nose. That often happens to me. And there he goes. Anyway, M&B Games looks interesting to play. It looks like an elaborate form of a variation on elaborate form of battleships. Interesting thing about all this, I'm not going to... no, I don't open him up. I haven't opened him up yet. Let's have a look. We'll probably find he's full of tissue paper. And what's he like? Oh, no. Bit of mould, though. Well, he's sat in an attic. I'll have to give him a good wipe over. And yeah, why not? And there's the stuff all on there, and so on and so forth, you know. And I could believe that's all there, you know, just for the condition of it, and, you know, apart from the actual box itself. And so I might very well have a go with that sometime. And as I say, he's sat in an attic, a little mould on that, but that'll wipe off. And he, you know, smells a bit like damp attics as well, I'm afraid. Anyway, interesting thing that I always look for, and not only on this, but a lot of objects, is if you look all the way round this, and all the way round this, and all the way round this, and on the base of him as well, there's no zip code. And what do you call those zip codes?
Barcode.
Barcodes, yeah. And there's no barcode on him. Just means he has age, and we're a bit hung up on things that have got age. So 60s, I think, him. 1960s, and it looks a really interesting game to play. Anyway, that is our haul from the VC Gallery, Pembroke Dock High Street, Jonestown on the way to Milford. Huge warehouse. We didn't even get to look through a quarter of it before we ran out of time. And it's a community shop. You know, they clear community houses and then sell on, and fab people, and brilliant prices, absolutely brilliant prices. And so that's about wrapping it up for this one. And so it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
Me?
and Sue. And it's goodbye once again by proxy from Spotty Cat. And we will see you for the next time. So bye-bye from Pembrokeshire, on tour, Spotty Cat. See you for the next one. Love you all. Thank you for watching.